My name is Samara Jumaily. I'm currently a project engineer on a project in Mountain View. It's a VTA light rail project, and we're currently building a new track to Levi Stadium in preparation for the Super Bowl. My junior year, I became the PM of the concrete canoe project, and I saw that through, and that was my first kind of start to finish construction experience, and it kind of hooked me. So when I started doing concrete canoe and I became the PM my junior year, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I had worked a little bit on it sophomore year, just doing final product, aesthetic type of stuff, and they needed a PM, so the PM at the time approached me and asked if I wanted to do it, so I took it. And going into it not knowing very much about it, I immediately learned just like how fast-paced it was, how dynamic it was, all the moving parts that needed to be balanced. And you know, you had your engineering and your design team, and you had your aesthetics team, and then you had procurement. And meanwhile, you're trying to keep your budget and trying to keep your schedule, and that's just something that I really enjoyed. I liked working with all the different people. I liked how fast-paced it was. So it kind of switched my mind from, okay, maybe I don't want to sit in an office 9 to 5 and stare at a computer all day, and maybe I want to be outside and talking to people and making something. Even if you're not quite sure what you like, I would say try everything once. You never know what you're gonna like, and if it's something that you think you might hate, and especially if it's something that you think you might hate, just give it a try. You know, it doesn't hurt, especially when you're in college. That's the time to do it. I honestly thought I might hate construction. I think in my mind, all I knew about construction was like the dirt on the shoes and the long hours, and that's all anybody ever told me was be prepared to work 14 hours a day and nights and weekends, and it's gonna be really hard. And then what they don't tell you though is how rewarding it is when you see something being built and you start a project and you see it on paper, and by the end of it you have a building or a bridge or a dam or whatever it may be, and that's really exciting. Getting your feet wet and getting thrown into this industry, they throw you out there and they tell you, okay, go, like learn. And it's one of the best environments to do that. Everybody's really helpful, willing to teach you. So I just kind of winged it, and it ended up working out. I didn't have any prior internship experience in construction, but I think what really helped me was my experience doing concrete canoe for ASCE. That was really my only real world experience going into the industry, but it kind of taught me every little piece that I needed to know about a project. It was a mini construction project in and of itself. So, you know, I learned the procurement side, the scheduling side. I learned how to keep a schedule when you're building a project and how all the pieces fit together. Working with different teams, delegating tasks, all of those things. That was my experience that I held on to. It was kind of like my internship experience, and it taught me a lot. So being one of like the few women in construction, I think was a big draw for me coming into the industry. I like the challenge. I like being, I feel like when you encounter a woman in construction, a lot of times people view you as the underdog, or, you know, kind of, what are you doing here? Why do you want to be here? What do you have to give? But I found that everybody's been really respectful, really willing to teach me. I haven't really been comfortable, and in a lot of times I feel like it's almost a plus. I think that there is something to be said when you're an engineer and you go out on site, and you know, you have these crews working, and it's, you know, men 20, 30 years your senior, and they respect you, and they are, you know, they want your opinion on the best way to build something, and I think that's really cool. The university I went to was very theoretical, and the curriculum was geared more towards structural design and setting you up to go to grad school or, you know, be a designer. And I would say for anybody that's at a school like that where, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you're learning, take it upon yourself to go out and find extracurricular activities, find, you know, ASCE projects or internships that you can do to just try things outside of that realm, because it's always out there for you. You just have to go out and look for it. I think some of the coolest projects in the world are heavy civil projects, and you know, it's stuff that people don't necessarily think about. Bridges, dams, underground work, but once you get into it, you can see that it's some pretty cool stuff.